Oki, Sinadapi. Welcome to Native Wellness Institute's Wellness Wednesday. Oh my gosh. December 13th. Waiting for the solstice. December 21st at 8:45 p.m. It's just kind of a magical time. Welcome to Native Wellness Institute. We try to visit with you in a power hour to uplift and to bring some thoughts to being grounded during this holiday season. And I'm coming to you live from my mother's bedroom. Native Wellness Institute is doing a Zoom training today, so I just got off the Zoom training and taking a moment to come and do Wellness Wednesday. So welcome to the Power Hour. I just wanted to, I'm really excited. When I leave here, I'm going to the Bullshoe Elementary because they're having the Christmas show. And I've got several little relatives. And I think that's this time of the season what I love the best, because some of the relatives, they sing in Blackfeet, they talk in Blackfeet, or they tell a Napi story, and then they tell a Christmas story. They sing a Christmas song, then they sing a Blackfeet song. But I just really love, because all of our children are very, very happy right now. And so the Power Hour today, and just to think about the reason us adults, the reason us aunties, us badass grandmas, badass grandpas, badass fathers, that the season is about our children. And why is it about our children? And, you know, our children might be grown, but a lot of times it's magical. It's magical at any time in our life. But all of us, you know, as Native Americans, as tribal, as indigenous, as BIPOC, as First Nations, as human beings, this time of the year gives us an opportunity to really appreciate our children and appreciate the little child inside of us also. So I'd like to begin with, you know, we're Native Wellness Institute. We were talking about courtship. We were talking about romance and healthy relationships and gift giving, you know, because some Indians, they're just giving gifts all the time. We were, Native Wellness has been, we've got some training going on in California, South Dakota, at LNI. We have training going on, just spread out, but there's always gift giving. So when you're thinking about, you know, the gift giving to children, think about making gifts. Some of the best gifts are made with children's hands. Some of the best gifts are gifts that you made for your child. I always sit down and make a prayer, but one of the things is I was just grinding medicine. I always like, before I go on a trip, I like to grind different kinds of medicines, bear root. I found a bag of flat cedar in my closet that I had set in there. It was special intention, and so I took time and ground up the flat cedar, and I added it to Wind River, a high cedar out of Wind River Canyon, and then I had a little bit of grief medicine, sorrow medicine. I had a little bit of California sage that Native Dads Network people had given me, and ground them all together. God, I was just smelling it, and it smelled so good I felt like I wanted to eat it and to taste it, because sometimes medicine, it'll draw you in. Especially, they say that cedar, flat cedar, is of the heart. my glasses don't want to cooperate here. Here's what old ladies do. To clean our glasses. But that cedar is of healing of the heart. That high cedar, and me. Yeah, you see how I clean. I just, like, and you always use the bottom of your ribbon skirt and clean your glasses, But let's just start with. I guess I'm in a good mood, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of our kids at Bullshoe Elementary, and they just named it Bullshoe Elementary. What kind of performance they're going to give for us, and singing and dancing and just all of that elation. But let's talk about cedar, and I'll first start with flat cedar, because where we live on this part of the state, you have to travel all the way to the west side over the mountains to get flat cedar. But we really love, like, sometimes Jillian Joseph and Will and our family they'll give us flat cedar, because they have flat cedar that grows all around Gresham where they live. And then where Will comes from, Squaxin, there's just flat cedar everywhere. And when you go up into the Anishinaabe territory, where we were in Winnipeg just a couple of weeks ago, there's flat cedar. And then there's high cedar. Well, we call it high cedar. It could be called juniper. It's just so pungent, but the place in which you get the cedar, and that's why I'm naming these places, is very important. The high cedar, it comes from Wind River Canyon near the Wind River Reservation in Wyoming, because the rocks there are like, I don't know, 600 billion years old, and that's where the cedar grows. So, but cedar, there's a lot of tribes, they have everyday medicine, cedar, sage, sweetgrass. But the cedar, I remember Marilyn Circle Eagle. When our treatment program, she would sweat with us. She would lead the sweat. Marilyn Circle Eagle. She was from the Dakotas, and it touches my heart now, because she would always take some flat cedar, and she'd put it on the rocks in the sweat, and she would say, "This is to heal your heart. This is to, if you've got grief, this will heal your heart." Then she'd put the cedar on the rocks, and then she'll say, "And if you're worried about someone that your heart loves, the cedar will put guardian angels around them, and everything will go good. Your heart will be settled." And then she'd put cedar on several times, and before there was any singing, and before we each prayed, and she said, "The cedar on the grandfather rocks, as it burns and it comes up, it'll heal and keep your heart fortified. It'll keep your heart, your ability to love, and your ability just to embrace life, and to love everything, because that you feel it." I'm touching my heart. And Amskapi Pikani, or Siksakea to be Blackfoot Confederacy, you always see people grab the prayer, and they bring it to your heart, or they'll say hand to heart. You grab it. And so with that cedar, and I'm at my mom's place, so she's always got her smudge box in the other room. So I took some time to stand outside. Woo! That wind was blowing. Badass Auntie's braids were blowing in the browning wind like this, and it's like, woo! But I just went and felt the cleansing spirit of Sapu, that wind, coming. And then I came in and I lit a smudge, and there was some ground medicine there, and of cedar. And so think about during the season, you know, one of Wellness Wednesday, Native Wellness Institute, we always try to give you some dialogue on just healing stuff, healing goodness. And so the answer is always in the medicine. And so cedar, light a smudge often. You know, just it's okay to light it throughout the day. Light it before you go shopping. Light it before you write your. My mother has got 102 people she's writing letters to, Christmas cards, and it's all. I think she was on 87 last evening, and each one. So I was sitting with her, and she was addressing one to Susan Hellman, who lives in Bozeman, and Susan Hellman led like the voting campaign in 2012 when we elected Obama. and so I said, tell her, P.S. Kamala's going to be our president in 3 more years. So we were just, I guess, writing cards together. And then, you know, she was putting stickers on it, little hearts. She was putting on the envelope. And it was almost like, so I went and smudged my mom's area because she's got like this, all of her cards, all of her list. She's got all of her flowers surrounding her. She's just got all this goodness, and she's writing letters. And it's just kind of an amazing space. So I was smudging that. But that saying, and you'll hear, you know, many, you know, elders are that we look up to, they always say the answer's in the medicine. So no matter what's going on, the answer, the solution is in the medicine. And I'm going to be journeying over to Illinois, started heading that way Thursday, and hopefully I'm going to see my friend Cecilia Fire Thunder. I always would like to would go do training over at Lower Brule Native Wellness Institute for quite a while. We'd go to Lower Brule and have gonas. But I remember stopping. I would always stop back and spend the night at Cecilia Fire Thunder's house, and talking about the answers in the medicine. And it was the time she hadn't become president of Pine Ridge. This was a few years before that, because I remember we had like a pajama party. But when I was there, I had this dream about the Dalai Lama sitting cross-legged in Nenastico, Chief Mountain. And the Dalai Lama was in there, and in front of him, he had a bowl of rice. So that placed in front of the Dalai Lama was this bowl of rice, and inside of Chief Mountain there was like a giant like cave, and around the cave there was all these medicines, but they were all dried up, and they were kind of like calcified. And so I'm just telling you, in this dream, it was a dream I had back at Cecilia Fire Thunder's house, and the Dalai Lama spoke telepathically in this dream, and said to touch my menstrual blood and to put it on the bowl of rice. And so I did that. And when that happened, when the blood touched the rice, all the medicine in Chief Mountain, all the medicine started weeping, and it started to come alive. And that was when the Dalai Lama, you know, and I don't know if the Dalai Lama is Blackfeet or if he's Navajo, but the Dalai Lama just said that the answer is in the medicine. And so I share that with you, and I say, you know, I share that because I feel vulnerable in the sense of close connection to good things right now. the gift giving, the words. I just heard a story of a young couple sharing how they met each other and what hard times have come through, but they stick together. And I think that vulnerability, when you hear a story of vulnerability, and so I'm sharing my dreams. It's not like I just came on here because I want you to share your dreams, your awake real dreams, and then the dreams when you're sleeping. It's good to find someone to share that knows you, because then you can interpret those dreams. The interpretation, I always think back to that dream because it was so many years ago. And even early morning, I like to wake up. I like to wake up when it's still dark and then watch the morning. It's Isuwatsis, the morning star. You know, that's a good way to wake up and say prayers. But I always light a smudge. I mean, go to the bathroom first. Go to the bathroom, or do the other things like your normal routine. But light a smudge. And in lighting that smudge, and remembering that dream, take care of your medicines. It's just like, that bag of flat cedar. I had it wrapped up really nicely, but it was sitting in my closet. And I usually we're taught to give out all our medicine over the year. And so I just so I'm sharing with you, give medicine. I was in arenas this last travel, and everybody was giving each other sweetgrass, like a braid of sweetgrass. Just gift giving. I received a box in the mail from Karen Red Star, because I had mentioned our sage wasn't that good, and she sent me a big old box of sage, and all I could do was cry. I went to pick up my postage, and there was this big old box of sage. So I am fortified, and so I had to write her a letter, and so I'm just encouraging you to look at gifts that you don't have to have Amazon deliver. Indian gifts and Indian things. Yesterday, one of our Ganak Dimada brothers, he's been, ever since hunting season opened, he's been just sharing on his Facebook page. He got a moose tag, which is a moose tag. I think they only give 6 moose tags, and so when you put in for it, and he had gotten a moose tag, but he's been trying to hunt this moose for a couple of months now, and taking us out and not, going, should he get a bull moose? Should he get a nice soft, just like his hunter? But he finally got a moose yesterday. And when I saw the picture, I just started crying. I just thought, oh my God, that's just such a gift. Such a gift, because what does he do? He gives away all the meat. I know he keeps a little for himself, but he eats good. He always gives mom meat. I see him give out to the elders. He's got daughters, he's got grandkids. He gives out that kind of gift giving of the moose meat. And so it's making my mouth water, because I'm just thinking about moose meat is like some of the best meat. I think about friends up at Tanana. They can, they actually can their moose meat, and just like they can the salmon, they kill the moose and they keep it for the winter time. And so that kind of gift giving, think and one of the things that I wanted to share with you today is, we've been coming to you talking about the festivities, but about the dealing with the not so good feelings. We had open tears with the loss of life on the session that I just left, and 2 men were crying together. others were crying, but two men were crying. And I just thought, what a gift is that, to have two Indian men crying and giving empathy and compassion to each other. And we're on a Zoom space, that's, it's all sacred space. This is sacred space, this power hour we've been, Native Wellness has been bringing to you, for 3.5 years now, is now we're that vulnerability. And as they gave each other encouragement, they said words like, I'm always here for you. I always got your back. So think about that gift giving when you're talking to someone, and you say to them, I always have your back. I am with you. I'm encouraging you to do what you need to do, and I got your back. That's a gift. I just thought, oh my gosh, just that moment in time where we could all just go through the feelings, and it connected. We're on a Zoom space in boxes like the Brady Bunch. I always think we're like the Brady Bunch, but here we were in different places. There was Hopi Nation, a lot of Tlinkits, a lot of Seattle people, all coming together, and we're in the space, and we're all crying together. We're all healing together. The crying together, and and the laughing, and the laughing together. My right now at our tribal college, they had an elders luncheon, and so my dear sister Kathy and my mom, they said, do you want to come? And I go, no, I gotta do the power hour. So I said, go for me, take some bites for me. Because I need to go to this Christmas show in a little bit. But I was just, I guess today is each day during the season to keep yourself precious, yourself and those around you. And by keeping yourself precious, it's I know we can tend to overextend ourselves, because everybody I've been talking to, they go, I'm so busy. I always text Mike Duncan on Native Dads Network, and he goes, hey, my alarm didn't go off, and he's supposed to go on and speak, and he goes, but I'm so busy. And or I talk to others that work for the tribe, and they're going, I'm so busy, and with this being busy, we encourage you being busy. Be busy about taking care of you, your self-care. Taking care of, when we were at Crazy Horse, look at these earrings. They're just incredible. Someone gifted me, and they just put them in an envelope and handed it so quickly. I forgot the name because there were so many people, but today, all day while I was coming in, I was just praying for Crazy Horse Schools, because we had such a 4-day experience with them, a retreat, and look at the care and the take. This was a gift. And I was looking at another gift, to honor, Earl Old Person, Pita Sapu, Cold Wind. One of the things Earl did was he influenced this coin, and it's like a Blackfeet coin, and of all things, it's got like a Lewis and Clark, so it was like an anniversary. I'm showing it to you now, but I always treasure this because I had this coin, a hole put in it, and then I made this necklace quite a few years back, and I hadn't worn it, but I sometimes they call it my Earl Old Person necklace, because Earl he was our traditional chief that we lost right at the end of the pandemic, and he was with us for a lot of years. That's a gift, and then I think about as you you get older, all this stuff that we acquire, a lot of us, we give it away. And I thought, I'm not ready because I like to wear this with my dance outfit. I'm not ready to give this away. But as I get older, it's like, when is the time to, is it, before you get on the walker? Before you get in the wheelchair? Or is it the time that you designate, and tell all your wishes of where your things should go? I think, during the pandemic, some of us, we really thought about we had too much. And so that's another healing thing that we can do. We have to do shedding when we have too much. And raise your hand, all you women and all you men, all you LGBTQ2 spirit that have a lot of jewelry. You have a lot of jewelry and you still get more jewelry. But these are gifts, and you wear them and you give them and you make them, you wear them and you give them. I always think of, I hope Linda is on. Hey, Trevor, I love you, Trevor. I just looked down, but sometimes Linda is lives in Minneapolis, and when we would talk, and we would talk often, and we were on 12-step Zoom meetings all during the pandemic, she was always beading, and she's always getting beads, and she always goes to secondhand stores and has rare finds. It's just like Cecilia finding, I don't know, 600 Indian head pennies, and she's punching holes in them because she's making a dress. I mean, all of that kind of that gift giving of adornment. And then, I was thinking too, because it's been a while since I beaded, and I might not in a while. So I was thinking I should just I've got a couple drawers of beads, and I should get them together. And when I go to the Horn Society Social Power or someone, I should just look at one of the beaders and gift it. Because what is stuff in our closets, stuff in our drawers that we haven't used or we haven't worn? Should we just give it away? And then we can all buy new stuff. No. So this gift giving and this time of the season, because I for some reason I get really excited. Most of you, I visited with you about going to Peru in 2012, when it was the end of the Mayan calendar and the beginning in 2012. And so the solstice, and we were told at that time when we were in Peru, the solstice and the equinox are very sacred time. And that very sacred time is when we should sleep good, when we should stay in prayer, when we should wear our prayers, our medicine pouches, when we should, just be in prayer during that time. And so December 21st at 8:45 Mountain Standard Time will be the solstice. And so there's a lot of ceremony going on across Indian country, across Canada, and across many places. And there's a lot of on the Zoom that we were with a lot of Hopi Nation, and they were just saying it's their quiet time. They don't do a lot of singing. They just finished tying all their prayer feathers. A lot of their ceremonies at first and second Mesa. They said right now it's just a time of quiet time. And so think about that, how often, what is the sacred time? When do you have that quiet time, that peaceful time, that silence time? And when you can reflect, when you can reflect and gather your thoughts. And I was just, this morning I was wishing for one more hour of sleep, and I was so grateful. In 2011, Native Wellness Institute, we all got trained to do transcendental meditation. And since that time, I've trained myself to just say my mantra, and we're not supposed to never reveal it, so I don't tell. And I just got up and turned up the heat a little bit, and drank some water, and I laid back down, and I went back into my TM, my transcendental meditation state. And I swear it felt like I was half awake and half asleep, but I was just, and you clear your mind, you clear all your thoughts, you clear the deadlines, you clear the lists, you get rid of all those emails, and you stay in this space where you just say your mantra, and it's like a mind clearing. And so I was able to be in that state, and it felt like I slept another hour, which is really good, because I really, in self-care, Native Wellness Institute, we always tell you, your checklist of self-care is your sleep hygiene. So I always try to get 8 hours, and I don't know, for some reason I'm good at it 90% of the time. But if I get like 7 hours or 6.5, I know that I have to be more gentle with myself, because I really do like that 8 hours and to remember my dreams and get up. And I've been drawing my dreams for some reason. Rather than writing words, I draw the dreams. So today's wellness thoughts, we're going to have kind of a shortened version, because I'm going to head over to the Bullshoe Elementary and see the Christmas show. But I wanted you just to think about the answers in the medicine. Gather your medicine, and if you have extra medicine, give it away. And it's just yesterday, my mom she prepares, and my sister Lori, they prepare the bear fat and the bear grease. And so when I finished my Zoom training yesterday, Mom said, I have a gift for you. And she gave me 2 big jars and I had just given out she gave me some pretty big jars, so she gifted it. So think about the gifts and that's all I need. That's all I need from my mother, is a gift like that. She doesn't have to spend all her, she lives on a fixed income. She doesn't have to go out and do all of that. I've already received the greatest gift that I could get from my mother, is the bear fat and the bear grease. And this morning when I was getting ready to come, and I smudged the bear grease, and I was remembering during the pandemic when Native Wellness Institute would come on and tell you to take bear grease and cayenne pepper and put it on the bottom of your feet, because it's sometimes the medicine, if it's on the bottom of your feet, it gets absorbed into your body, and that's a really good way. So I rubbed some of the bear fat on the bottom of my feet this morning, and for Baksikwe and Kyayo, and I know for some of our people, where those words we don't use around them, we use stinky mouth and we say other references. But I asked Buksaput Kyayo, Buksaput Baksikwe, let me be fierce as you are in the healing today. Let me be as compassionate today. Let me be forgiving. Let me listen, not react, but just give an ear of listening to people. And I put my wool socks on and my Uggs, and because it's we're in winter time. It's not blizzard time, but the wind is pretty fierce around here. It's blowing over trailers. So I just did that, put that bear grease, and that was a gift. So that gift giving, and one of the other things is telling, everybody's got their funny jokes. I'm glad Trevor's on here, because he can laugh it up. He can bust it up, him and Dwight. And there's just few. We met a new friend, Hercules, last week. All we did was laugh. We just met each other, and we just laughed because we goofed off, and Trevor can do that. So maybe your gift is laughter. I was I was showing a meme to my mom, and it was like this really kind of greasy character with sunglasses, and it said, "This is January's rent, watching you purchase all those Christmas gifts." Like, look at it. Because if you buy all that, you might not be able to make January's rent. And I thought that is so Indian. because down, Blackfeets are wicked. We're just wicked here. They'll say, "Oh yeah, you're buying that Xbox now, and it'll be in the pawn shop in January because you need grocery money." You buy all the gifts, but then you got to take it to the pawn shop in January so you can get groceries. So think about in that gift giving, just to do the humor, to give to tell the story of laughter, to and how you go out about your business today. We started out hawking on the second. Okay, now Trevor, I don't want to be reading. But I just know that since Trevor's on here, just me and Trevor will be talking. It's like a Blackfeet thing. Plus, he's my nephew, and we're always just when we're together, we like to enjoy life. So we're always laughing about things, and we're serious. We're serious in our prayers, and he's definitely serious, because the family he comes from, he's got that old singing. I was telling him, man, Trevor, when you sing NAC, or you sing, even if you make up a song, there's this voice that comes out, and it's deep. It's epigenetic ancestors coming out in your voice, and so I guess I'll end with one little funny story. We're gonna make it short today because the story is, AOC, Amanda Oldcrow, what she used to always, like in her comedy routine, she used to talk about how Blackfeets answer the phone. And because Blackfeets talking it's our dialect in a certain way. So it goes something like this. It goes, ring, ling, 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 ling. Hello, who's this? Ooks, who's this? Ooks. Who you asking for? Ooks? Ooks, they ain't even here. Shoot, I don't know. They got paid and they just took off. Ooks? I don't know where they are. Ooks, who is this? Ooks? Ooks, you said you want to make an appointment. Well, good luck. Ooks, they never even come to work. Ooks, they just pick up their paycheck. Ooks? Who is this? Ooks? Anyway, I'll end with that, because sometimes Blackfeets will just be looking and say, ooks. Ooks. They'll see something. They'll just say ooks or ooks, and it's just kind of our way of, uh-oh. And so with that, remember the answers in the medicine. Give a different kind of gift. Give a gift of laughter, and just go out and enjoy yourself, because it is your birthright to thrive and to have joy. It is your birthright to thrive and to have joy. And so I'll see you next Wednesday. Kitakito Matsuno. Kitsigako, mem.